Each lie in each scenario presents so many different opportunities, good and bad. One of the hardest shots that we have on tour is the second shot in a 13 at Augusta. Having a hook lie with raised creek on the right-hand side, knowing that you have to play a cut, but don't want to fan it into the water, don't want to pull it into the swale. That's always been one of the hardest shots I've always had to face. Funky little lie.
Yeah, all pretty severe above your feet, about 150.
Okay. I'll start just inside this palm tree.
Yep, wind in your face. If the golf course coming up demands those types of shots and you just know for sure you're gonna get them, then we'll definitely spend the week leading up to it. Great shot. Hitting those shots, not a ton of them, but just making sure you drop 2 or 3 balls every other hole, and do that a number of times throughout the week. I think it's pretty natural for him to feel the uneven lies. I think it comes back to that shot making ability.
Well, here we are with uneven lies. This ball is going to be going extremely high in the air. The main thing I'm concerned about with this shot already is, am I able to clear this lip? What I feel comfortable about clearing this lip right in front of me is with an 8-iron. If I try to hit a 7 or a 6, I bring the hill into play. So first of all, trying to get my balance. Extremely uneven lie. I'm going to play this ball off my left foot. Weight's going to be more on my back right leg to try and get my shoulder turned to more tilt towards the slope and face along the slope. So the whole idea of this shot is to try and swing along the slope line. The easiest way to do that is to adjust my shoulders. So right here, I'm putting my weight in my right foot, adjusting my shoulders a little bit, and so I can swing up the slope as best I possibly can and stay balanced. I'm trying to hold this face off from this grass, taking it left and missing it high left. I'm really going to try and feel as if that right hand really gets underneath that golf ball and it's got a lot of loft to it. I'm going to aim a little further right. Got my line there. Really make sure that I get my weight balanced along the slope and try and hold this face off so it doesn't go left. Like that.
What's the toughest uneven lie for making solid contact?
It depends if it's in the rough or not. If it's in the rough, then I'm not going to make solid contact. You give that up. But if it's on fairway slopes, then yeah, I can do more stuff with it. Obviously, if it's on a steep downhill lie, you can't get the ball in the air. But if it's a steep uphill lie, sometimes you can't get there. Just understanding that there are certain parameters and certain things that each lie takes away from you. Just understanding that. But if you happen to have clean lies, it opens a lot of things up. So you can play so many different shots.
How do you estimate yardage for an uphill lie?
For me personally, I don't do adjusted numbers. So I see it's uphill and I know that the pin's back, it's going to play long, or if it's into the wind. Yeah, Joey just gives me, hey, it's 175. Okay, cool. And then we hear all the, more modern players and who, that's all they go by are adjusted numbers. And so, yeah, I really don't have any formula for playing scenarios like that because I play so much on feel. Yeah, I've always just looked at it and taken a little bit off or add a little bit more. That's how I've done well, and that's how I've played.
Yeah, you'd never be like, this is 175 playing 190, and then with the wind in, it would be like 200 and that's my new number?
No, I say, okay, it's 175, it's slightly uphill, pins back, it's slightly into the wind. Okay, it's not a 7-iron, it's gonna be a 6-iron, or do I hit a low 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I play the game. Well, right now I've got a downhill lie. Exact opposite of what I had earlier with an uphill lie. I've got about 177 yards here, bunkering away, but I've got a drew a good lie. I can get this ball to the green. So I'm looking at that bunker there between myself and the flag. A good miss would be slightly left. My natural inclination right now is to take out an 8-iron, slightly open it up to try and make sure I have enough loft on it through impact. Try and get this ball up in the air. Because of the decline, I'm gonna have to put a lot of weight on my left foot. To stay balanced, I move my left foot towards the target just a little bit so I can stay a little bit more balanced on my left leg. And for a shot like this, because I'm gonna try and pull across my left hand a little bit, I'm gonna kind of help accentuate that by dropping my right foot back just a touch, so I have something to pull against my left leg and still feel balanced.
How important is it to master those shots for control of the ball in those situations?
Having a good lie where I can get the club on the back of the ball, you can play any shot you want. If you can't do that, then shots are very limited. And so then it goes in, to me, it's like, it takes away my creativity. One of the reasons why I love playing on like links golf or Aussie Sandbelt courses is that it's so hard and fast and it's always clean contact. But trying to figure out how the ball spins on the ground, how much it chases, is something I've always loved. But when playing, i.e. US Opens generally, where you hit in the rough, you got to take out your sand wedge and hack it down the fairway, it takes the creativity away from us.
Do you play the shot that the lie demands?
Absolutely not. If I have the ball above my feet and I have a clean lie, I can still hit a cut. It doesn't have to always be a draw. And same thing with the ball below my feet, it doesn't always have to be a cut, it can still be a draw. It just becomes harder to do. And also, where is the pin? Where is the trouble up on the green? Where is my miss going to be? Where I want to leave it? And so those are all options I have to weigh, but it all starts with whether I can get clean contact, and then looking at the scenario, what I want to leave it. Sometimes it's best to pass the flag. Sometimes it's short, left, right, whatever.
It's a balancing act.
Yes, it is. Okay, so this one is a ball severely above my feet. I've got a lot of different options here. I can play a big, high sweeping hook, or I can hit kind of a flatter fade up the left side. I'm seeing both shots. Both severe shots would be kind of fun. For the first shot, I'm gonna hit a big high hook. So I'm gonna use the slope, swing along the slope line. I'm gonna aim pretty far right into these two trees in front of me. I'm gonna make sure I keep the speed up a little bit. And because I wanna use the slope and release, I'm gonna feel like my release point is right on my right foot with my right hand. So I'm gonna feel my right hand release it right before the golf ball. So body setup wise, I'm trying to swing along the slope line, trying to hit a severe hook. I'm trying to stay as balanced as I possibly can. I'm feeling more weight on my right leg already, trying to keep balanced, because I'm gonna have to drive a lot of this force and speed along the slope line. So I'm gonna push off on this right foot, feeling as if my release is behind the golf ball, right over my right leg. So I can get some speed to swing up the slope and make this ball curve into the green. Easy. For this one, I'm going to hold it and make sure that it doesn't hook off a severe lie. I'm going to go with a 3-iron. I'm going to open this face up. I'm going to make sure that I play the ball more towards the right foot. I'm going to be swinging what I feel is an X pattern. So I'm going to swing it more from in to over and feel like I'm making an X with my hands. In and over. So I'm going to aim it up the right edge of the green, try and start up the left, face slightly more open, got a 3-iron, make a slight X position with my hands and hit a nice little cut. Okay. In a tournament, I would probably pull it kind of halfway between those two. But for this, I like seeing a big hook and a big cut. But in this situational golf and more tournament play, I would not try and bend it as much. I would try and leave myself short of the hole if I miss it. Trust a short game, try and take double bogey out of play.
That kind of stuff is what challenges great players, and I think that's why you see a lot of guys gravitate towards calling Augusta or St. Andrews, their favorite golf venue, because it does bring those lies into play, things that you're just not used to seeing and you don't normally have week in, week out, and sometimes it's sort of nice to have an easy week or an easy tournament and not have to deal with a lot of stuff. But if you really want to kind of challenge yourself and pique your interest, for guys like that, having all those uneven lies and changes in undulation, that's really what kind of gets them going.
All right, so here we are, opposite side of the fairway, got 177 yards. I see, again, a lot of different shots. I can play an 8-iron and hook it against the hill, or I can take it over the top and play a nice little cut with a 5-iron. So I have a lot of different options here. So if I want to hit a hook, I'll draw this ball just a touch and get it back there to that flag. I'm going to move it back toward my right foot. Feel-wise, I'm already feeling my left toe has to flare a little bit because I need to get a little more room to release that right hand. And I'm going to start this ball on the right bunker. I'm going to have to put a little bit more speed into it to keep it in the air with my right hand and keep that face moving towards the right. And so I'm going to aim it up that right edge and really feel as if that right hand releases, left foot opens up. I also see an option to hit a 5-iron up over the top of this tree and also keep it going about 170 yards just below the hole. So I see this ball starting off inside that palm tree on the left. I'm going to start moving this ball more towards my left foot. Again, I'm feeling my left toe have to clear out just a touch to give myself a little bit of room to get my hands arcing underneath this golf ball. And I'm going to open up the club face just a little bit at address to help with the loft and start it out. but I'm gonna really pull with my left hand to really get this thing shaped against this hill so I can go ahead and cut it. Like that. I really trust my hands in this to try and shape my shots. On this one, I'm feeling pull in the left hand. That one, I'm feeling release the right hand. A lot of the feels that I have all come from my hands and what my hands say to hit the shot with. Trying to figure all that out and trying to become one with the shot with that. Have always been committed to that? No. I've gotten better at toning down that because I've always tried to trust my hands and trust my feel, and sometimes that gets me in a little bit of trouble because I feel like I can play so many different shots from different lies. Trying to tone it down at times has been good for me, but also not toning down has been great for me.